I was like, me, a old Naija babe. Somebody in the US is scamming me. People, welcome back to another episode on my YouTube channel. On this channel, as you know, I talk about how to study abroad, ranging from application process to funding details to everything in between. And sometimes I also do story time, which is something that I realize majority of you like. So I'm just like, okay, I feel like you people like my story time, and I also like to tell stories. So yeah, we'll just get into it. From the title, you already know today is another story time of how an American scammed me. Jesus, hey, I was like, me, a old Naija babe. Somebody in the US is scamming me. I was so disappointed. Even everyone I told was disappointed on my behalf. That's how bad it was. Anyways, I'm going to jump into the details. So just grab your popcorn, grab whatever it is you want to grab, and join me on this adventure of this story time. So last year it wasn't even last year, 2021 November. I knew I wanted to get a TV, but I didn't want to splurge on TV because like I'm this type of person that I don't really watch TV. I just wanted to get a TV to make my apartment feel homely. So it was doing Black Friday sales and somebody was selling their TV up online. The purpose of this video, I'm going to give this person T, like their name is T. So I contacted T online. I'm like, oh, what's up? I really like this TV. Is this still up for sale? And T told me, yeah. So I was like, okay, where should we meet up so that I can pick up and I pay? And meanwhile, I remember that I don't have a car, and also I was not in my city, so I needed to like liaise with someone to like take me. So T was like, oh, this is where I stay, which was like 45 minutes away from me, and it was like 2 hours away from the city I was currently in, because it was Thanksgiving week. So I went out for Thanksgiving break. I went to visit a friend. So I was chatting with T, and T was like, a lot of people are already asking for this TV, and if you want to keep it, you might need to make a deposit. And that's something else I would say, like how to identify scammers. If it's bringing like a note of urgency, trust me, like most of it, 99%, it is a scam. But that's something that I did not realize. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I kind of like contemplating. I was like, okay, like, but I'm gonna come pick up, like, can't it wait? Just know that I'm gonna buy it. And it was like, no, I needed to like make part payments for the TV. I was like, okay. And the part payment was $125. So I was like, okay, no problem. I'm just gonna make the part payment. Like maybe that's something that I did not really realize. So it was like, oh, if you are scared, I'm going to send you my ID just so that you know that I'm not a scam and all. So he sent me his ID. He sent me his driver's license that had his name, that had his picture, that had his age, and da. And it was like, oh, you can even video call me. So he video called me. He showed me the TV. And it was like, okay, this is the TV. Video called me, was even asking about me, like asking, wanting to know me more. And I'm just like, no, like our business is just the TV. So I went to bed that night. I didn't send the money that night. I went to bed that night, and I woke up the following morning, and I don't know, maybe I had a dream, or I just had like a sense, an urgency in my heart that it was going to scam me. But do you know what I did? I ignored. I feel like that was the Holy Spirit prompting me to not send the money, but I ignored. I was just like, okay, maybe it's because of the fear that is in my heart. Do you get what I'm saying? And that brings me to lesson number 2. Like anytime the Holy Spirit is prompting you about something, like just obey. Like even if you feel like, oh, maybe it's the fear in your heart, obey first, then eventually you figure it out. Okay? So I went out and I sent the money to this guy. I sent him $125. I sent the money to this guy, and we're still talking. And that's the thing, like I feel like the way this guy scammed me, like you would never have suspected that it was a scam. So I sent him the money on a Friday, and then on Saturday, one of my friends came over to visit me, and I was just like, do you know what, can you just take me to go get the TV? and just take me back to my location, because initially I was going to leave my friend's place on a Sunday, but I'm just like, this is just like an avenue for me to, just pick up my TV. So I left on a Saturday evening, and I called the guy. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna come pick up the TV today. And he was like, okay, that's fine. He sent me the address, and I was calling him up until we got to the front of the address he sent to us. So I called him and I was like, oh, we are at the front. We are at the front. And the funny thing is, like, he kept picking my calls. So I called him that, oh, we are at the front of the apartment. And he goes, I'm coming. I was like, okay, just park, I'm coming. 5 minutes went by. 10 minutes went by. I'm like, what is happening? And I called him again, and I was like, do you realize it's late? Like, and I have somebody that came with me. Like, can you please just hurry up and come out? It was like, oh, he's trying to park the TV, he's trying to do this, like, it's taking a lot of time, blah 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 blah. It's coming. Okay, I'm like, okay, but please make it fast and make it snappy. Another 5 minutes passed, another 10 minutes passed. There was still no sign of this guy. Then I started calling him, and he was not picking my call. I was sending messages, he was reading my messages, but he was not replying. It was then that it dawned on me that I have been scammed. And this was very frustrating to me, because first of all, the fact that, like, the Holy Spirit prompted me and I decided to do my mind, like, I decided to do it on my own, and I'm just like, I ignored the prompting of the Holy Spirit, because I was like, oh, it's just my mind. It's just my mind playing a fast one on me. Annoying to me. The fact that we did video call, the fact that he sent me his ID, the fact that, like, it made it look so reliable, and I trusted him, and at the end of the day, it was a scam. Like, that really, 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 really got me angry.
That's just unacceptable.
I literally had to tell myself that, girl, you just need to forgive yourself, because something about me is like, I hate being cheated. Like, I hate it when somebody cheats me. I hate it when somebody play on my intelligence. Like, I really can drain all my energy to defend being cheated, to defend being played on, right? So I went back to school. Eventually, I got the TV that night, because we now had to go to Walmart. I got the TV that night because I'm just like, I just want to get this TV. I got the TV that night. Then I filed a police report the following day. But eventually, I realized that he sent me a fake ID. And I realized that he has also been to jail before, because on the ID, like, the ID had his real name, of course. So, like, I typed on Google. I feel like that's something I should have done when the Holy Spirit prompted me, when I was like, oh, it must have been my mind. I could have just typed the name on Google and see, okay, what kind of person is this person? Has this person done deal with somebody before? Has it kept on to their end of the deal? But I decided to do it on my own, and I got the repercussion. I got heartbroken. Anyway, so, like, I searched online, and I saw that T has been to jail like 2 times. And he has also had, like, different misidmando, whatever. Like, there was a time that he tried to shop online and he used fake dollars, and they arrested him for it. There was also a time that he was tampering with evidence. Like, I saw a lot of things about him online, and I was just like, dang. And to cut the long story short, this guy scammed me. And I think 2 weeks later, he sent me a friend request on Instagram. Because, when you have somebody's number, like, they will have suggested contacts for you. That's how this guy sent me a request on Instagram. I'm like, what the F1 Like, you scammed me, and you still had the guts to send me a request on IG. Like, oh my God, you got balls. Like, you got balls. So yeah, that's just it. I think I'm talking too much, but that's how somebody in the US scammed me. Like, I'm just like, when I first came, I used to feel like, oh, they cannot scam me in the US. Like, you be aware of a certain number of people, that those are the ones that can scam people. But no, I'm telling you, scammers have nothing written on top of their name. Scammers have nothing written on top of their head, rather. And scammer is not by country. In every country, they scam people. So yeah, that brings me to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed the story time. I know it was kind of all over the place. That's because it has happened for a long time. It's been 2 years now. But I'm just like, I just need to talk about this, particularly for my people that are just coming to the US. Please don't trust people completely, because they scam people, okay? So yeah, please put it in the comment section and be like, just validate me. Or I'm no longer pained, because it's been 2 years. I've already forgotten about the money. But yeah, like I'm just like, I just remember the like beginning of this week, and I'm just like, I can do a story time on that. So yeah, that brings me to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, and even if you don't enjoy it, you like seeing my beautiful face, so give my video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.